I'm standing on a beach 2 hours from Rio de Janeiro, and I haven't looked over my shoulder once. The water is turquoise, the town feels like the Mediterranean, and the crime rate here is lower than most American suburbs. How is that even possible? Rio de Janeiro's reputation precedes it. Every travel forum, every safety guide, every concerned family member brings up the same warnings. The statistics are real, the stories are documented, and the caution is justified for many neighborhoods across the city. But here's what almost no one tells you. Just 105 miles up the coast, there's a peninsula that completely rewrites the script. Same state, same region, entirely different reality. And by the end of this video, I'll show you exactly why this place changes everything travelers think they know about visiting this part of Brazil. This is Búzios, a former fishing village that sits on a rocky peninsula jutting into the Atlantic, surrounded by 23 distinct beaches, each with its own personality. Bardot discovered it in the 1960s, and it's been Brazil's best-kept secret for international travelers ever since. Here's the open loop I need you to remember. Later in this video, I'm going to reveal the single biggest reason Búzios stays this safe, and it has nothing to do with police presence or gated communities. It's something structural about the town itself, and once you understand it, you'll see why this model works when so many other tourist spots in Brazil struggle. But first, let's talk about what makes Búzios so different from Rio in practical, measurable terms. Because the contrast isn't just anecdotal. It shows up in every data point, every traveler review, and every safety metric that matters when you're planning a trip to Brazil. Let's start with the crime index. Numbeo, which aggregates safety data from thousands of user reports and official statistics, gives Rio de Janeiro a crime index of 47.8. That places it in the high concern category, meaning visitors need to stay alert, avoid certain areas entirely, and take precautions that can feel exhausting. Búzios, by contrast, sits at an estimated crime index of 18. That's not just lower, it's a completely different category. To put it in perspective, that's comparable to safety levels you'd find in mid-sized European beach towns or quiet coastal cities in the United States. So what does that actually mean when you're walking around? In Rio, experienced travelers will tell you, don't wear jewelry, keep your phone hidden, avoid the beach after dark, never use atoms on the street, and research every neighborhood before you go. It's exhausting, and it changes how you experience the city. In Búzios, I watched tourists leave their sandals on the beach while they swam. I saw people walk home from dinner at midnight without a second thought. Locals leave cafe tables unattended to order inside. The difference in ambient stress is night and day, and it fundamentally changes the travel experience. The second major difference is scale. Rio de Janeiro is a sprawling metropolis of 6.7 million people in the city proper, over 12 million in the greater metro area. That density, that complexity, that sheer size brings infrastructure challenges, inequality, and all the problems that come with rapid urbanization in a developing economy. Búzios, by comparison, has a permanent population of about 33,000. Even during high season, when Brazilian and international tourists flood in, the town swells to maybe 50 or 60,000. It's a completely different social fabric. Small enough that locals recognize faces, that reputation matters, that community accountability still functions. And here's the key part. Búzios is almost entirely tourism dependent. Over 70% of the local economy comes from hospitality, restaurants, hotels, tours, and services for visitors. That creates a powerful incentive structure. The entire town has a vested interest in keeping tourists safe, happy, and coming back year after year. When a town's livelihood depends on its reputation, safety becomes an economic issue, not just a moral one. Business owners, locals, even informal workers all benefit from maintaining that peaceful, welcoming atmosphere. One bad incident can ripple through the entire community, so there's collective vigilance that doesn't require heavy policing. The third factor is geography. Búzios sits on a peninsula, meaning there are only 2 roads in and out. It's not a transit hub, not a place people pass through on the way to somewhere else. You come to Búzios intentionally, and that natural bottleneck makes it much easier to monitor who enters and exits the area. Compare that to Rio, where hundreds of roads, highways, bus routes, and metro lines crisscross the city. Criminals have infinite escape routes, infinite places to hide, infinite ways to blend into a population of millions. Búzios doesn't offer that anonymity, and that geographic constraint is a massive deterrent. Now let's talk about what you actually experience on the ground. Búzios is divided into 3 main areas, each with a distinct vibe. Understanding these neighborhoods helps you pick where to stay and what to prioritize, because even though the whole town is safe, each area offers a different flavor of the Búzios experience. First up is the Centro, the historic heart of Búzios. This is where the original fishing village was, and it's now the main hub for restaurants, nightlife, and shopping. The famous Rua das Pedras, a cobblestone pedestrian street lined with boutiques and cafes, runs through the Centro and comes alive every evening with locals and tourists alike. The Orla Bardot is a wooden boardwalk that curves along the water in Centro, named after Brigitte Bardot, who famously visited in 1964 and put Búzios on the international map. There's even a bronze statue of her sitting on the railing, looking out at the bay. It's the town's most iconic photo spot and a lovely place for a sunset walk. Centro is where you'll want to spend your evenings. The energy here is vibrant but never overwhelming. Think intimate jazz bars, seafood grills with tables spilling onto the street, gelato shops, and boutique stores selling beach fashion. It's walkable, safe, and designed for strolling without a plan. The second neighborhood is Manguinhos, which sits on the opposite side of the peninsula. This is the quieter, more residential side of Búzios. The beaches here, like Praia de Manguinhos itself, are calmer and less crowded. Families tend to gravitate here, as do travelers looking for a more laid-back base away from the Centro buzz. Manguinhos also has some excellent mid-range hotels and pousadas, the small Brazilian inns that offer a more personal, bed-and-breakfast style experience. If you want proximity to nature and a slower pace, but still easy access to Centro by taxi or rental buggy, Manguinhos is a smart choice for your home base. The third area is Ferradura, named after Praia da Ferradura, which means horseshoe beach. The bay here forms a nearly perfect horseshoe shape, with calm, protected water that's ideal for swimming, paddleboarding, and kayaking. This is where you'll find some of the most upscale resorts and private villas in Búzios. Ferradura feels the most removed from the tourist hustle. It's quieter, more polished, and attracts travelers who want privacy and direct beach access without sacrificing luxury. The downside is you're further from Centro's dining scene, but if tranquility is your top priority, Ferradura delivers in spades. Now let's talk about the beaches themselves, because this is where Búzios truly shines. The peninsula has 23 beaches, each with unique characteristics. Some face the open Atlantic with waves perfect for surfing, others are tucked into sheltered coves with water so calm it looks like a swimming pool. You could spend a week here and hit a different beach every day. Praia da Tartaruga, Turtle Beach, is one of the most famous. The water here is impossibly turquoise and so clear you can see fish swimming around your feet. It's a protected environmental area, so development is limited and the natural beauty feels pristine. This is the beach that ends up on postcards and Instagram feeds. Praia de Geribá is the opposite end of the spectrum. It's the longest beach in Búzios, with consistent waves that attract surfers from across Brazil. The vibe here is younger, more active, with beach bars blasting music and vendors selling grilled shrimp on skewers. If you want energy and a party atmosphere during the day, Geribá is your spot. Praia Aisda and Praia Aisdenha are twin coves tucked into the hillside, accessible by a short trail from the Centro. The names mean Sour Beach and Little Sour Beach, though no one seems sure why. The water here is calm, the sand is soft, and the seclusion makes it feel like you've discovered a private hideaway. The best way to explore multiple beaches in one day is by renting a beach buggy. These open-air, Four-wheel drive vehicles are everywhere in Búzios, and they are the local preferred method of getting around. You can rent one for about $50 to $70 a day, and they let you hop between beaches, stop at viewpoints, and feel the wind in your hair. If you don't want to drive, there are also boat tours that circle the peninsula and stop at several beaches for swimming and snorkeling. These tours typically run about $40 to $60 per person and include lunch, drinks, and snorkel gear. It's a great option if you want a guided experience and don't mind being on a set schedule. Let's address the practical side of safety in more detail, because I know this is the core question for many travelers considering Brazil. What does safe actually look like day-to-day in Búzios, and what precautions, if any, should you still take even in a low-crime environment? First, petty theft does exist in Búzios, but it's opportunistic and rare. If you leave a phone unattended on a beach towel and walk away for 20 minutes, it might disappear. That's true almost anywhere with tourists. The key difference is that in Búzios, that's about the extent of the risk. There's virtually no violent crime targeting tourists. I spoke with multiple hotel owners and long-term expats living in Búzios, and they all said the same thing. Violent crime against tourists is almost unheard of. The worst stories you'll find online are about pickpocketing during high season, and even those reports are sparse compared to other Brazilian beach destinations like Florianópolis or Salvador. Common sense rules still apply. Don't flash expensive jewelry or walk around with your camera hanging loosely. Use the hotel safe for passports and large amounts of cash. At night, stick to well-lit streets with other people around, though honestly, most of Centro is buzzing with activity until midnight or later anyway. Atoms in Búzios are generally safe to use, even the ones on the street, though I'd still recommend using machines inside banks or shopping centers during daylight hours. Card skimming is rare but possible, so check the card slot for anything that looks loose or out of place before you insert your card. Standard precautions. Now let's talk about language. This is one of the biggest fears I hear from English-speaking travelers planning their first trip to Brazil: the language barrier. Portuguese is the official language, and outside of major tourist hubs in Rio and São Paulo, English fluency drops significantly. So how does that work in Búzios? Búzios is one of the most English-friendly towns in Brazil outside of the big cities. Because so many international tourists visit, especially from Argentina, the United States, and Europe, most people working in hospitality speak at least functional English. Hotel staff, tour operators, and restaurant servers in the main areas will usually be able to help you without issue. That said, don't expect everyone to speak English. Taxi drivers, local shop owners away from the tourist center, and people working in markets may not speak more than a few words. But here's the thing: Brazilians are famously warm and patient. They'll gesture, use their phones to translate, and go out of their way to help you figure things out. Pro tip: download Google Translate offline for Portuguese before you arrive. The app's camera feature lets you point your phone at menus, signs, or price tags, and it translates in real time. That alone will solve 90% of language friction. Also, learn just 5 phrases: hello, thank you, excuse me, how much, and check please. Let's shift to food, because this is where Búzios truly delivers. As a coastal town with deep fishing routes, seafood here is fresh, abundant, and prepared in ways that highlight the Brazilian love for bold, simple flavors. If you're a seafood lover, you're about to have the week of your life. The signature dish you'll see everywhere is Moqueca, a Brazilian fish stew made with coconut milk, tomatoes, onions, garlic, and palm oil. It's traditionally served in a clay pot and eaten with white rice and farofa, toasted cassava flour. Every restaurant has their own version, and it's hard to find a bad one in Búzios. Another must-try is casquinha de siri, which is crab meat mixed with spices, stuffed back into the crab shell, topped with cheese, and baked until golden. It's rich, indulgent, and usually served as an appetizer. Pair it with a cold caipirinha, Brazil's national cocktail made with cachaça, lime, and sugar, and you've nailed the coastal Brazilian experience. For higher-end dining, head to Roca Beach Lounge and Restaurant on Praia da Ferradura. It's one of the most beautiful restaurant settings in Búzios, with tables overlooking the Horseshoe Bay, and the menu focuses on contemporary Brazilian cuisine with an emphasis on local ingredients. Expect to pay around $40 to $60 per person for a full meal with drinks. On the budget end, you can eat extremely well for $10 to $15 per person at casual spots along Rua das Pedras and near the beaches. Look for restaurants advertising Prato Feito or PF, which is a set meal with rice, beans, protein, salad, and sometimes fries. It's simple, filling, and authentically local. Accommodation in Búzios ranges from backpacker hostels to five-star resorts, and your budget will largely dictate which neighborhood you stay in. But the good news is that even mid-range hotels here punch well above their weight in terms of quality, service, and location. You don't need to spend a fortune to stay somewhere beautiful. For budget travelers, hostels in Manguinhos and near Centro start around $20 to $35 per night for a dorm bed, or $50 to $70 for a private room. Hostel Merges and Búzios Hostel both have solid reputations, good social vibes, and helpful staff who can organize tours and beach hopping. Mid-range pousadas are where most travelers end up, and this is the sweet spot in Búzios. Think charming small hotels with 10 to 20 rooms, often family-run, with breakfast included, a small pool, and personalized service. Expect to pay $70 to $130 per night for a double room, depending on season and proximity to the beach. On the luxury end, Ferradura and parts of Centro offer five-star resorts with spa services, beachfront infinity pools, and concierge-arranged boat tours. Properties like Casas Brancas Boutique Hotel and Insolido Boutique Hotel are architectural gems that deliver world-class hospitality. Expect $200 to $400 per night, but you get what you pay for. Now here's something most guides won't tell you. The best time to visit Búzios is not during Brazilian summer, which runs December through February. That's peak season, when prices skyrocket, beaches get crowded, and booking anything last minute becomes nearly impossible. The weather is hot and humid, and you're competing with every Brazilian family on vacation. The sweet spot is shoulder season, late March through May or September through November. The weather is still warm and sunny, the water is perfect for swimming, and prices drop by 30 to 50%. You'll have the beaches largely to yourself, restaurant reservations are easy, and the whole experience feels more intimate and authentic. Getting to Búzios from the United States or Europe typically means flying into Rio de Janeiro's Galeão International Airport. From there, it's about a 2.5-hour drive northeast along the coast. You have three main options for the transfer: rental car, private transfer, or bus. Each has trade-offs depending on your budget and comfort level. Renting a car gives you maximum flexibility to stop along the way, explore other towns, and move around Búzios on your own schedule. Rental rates start around $35 to $50 per day. The drive is straightforward, mostly highway, and GPS works reliably. Just be aware that Brazilian driving culture is more aggressive than you might be used to. A private transfer is the most comfortable option. Companies like Brasil Armação and Easy Transfer will pick you up at the airport with a sign, load your bags, and drive you directly to your hotel in Búzios. Cost is usually around $100 to $140 for up to 4 people, so if you're traveling as a couple or group, it's comparable to other options. The budget option is the bus. The company 1001 runs direct buses from Rio's main bus terminal, Rodoviaria Novo Rio, to Búzios. The catch is you need to get from the airport to the bus terminal first, which adds time and logistics. Total cost is around $15 to $20, but the journey takes closer to 3 to 4 hours. All right, remember that open loop from the beginning? I promised I'd reveal the single biggest structural reason Búzios stays so safe, and it's something you can apply to choosing any destination in Brazil or anywhere else. Here it is. Búzios has no through traffic. It's a dead-end peninsula. You don't pass through Búzios on the way to somewhere else. Think about what that means. Criminals looking for quick opportunistic targets don't end up in Búzios by accident. There's no reason to be there unless you're intentionally visiting. And if you commit a crime on a peninsula with 2 exits, you're trapped. Local police know this, residents know this, and would-be thieves know this too. This is why coastal towns on peninsulas or islands tend to have lower crime rates than inland cities or places along major transit routes. It's not about policing alone, it's about removing the conditions that allow opportunistic crime to thrive. When there's no easy escape, no anonymity, and no reason to be there unless you're a tourist or local, the incentive structure shifts dramatically. You can apply this logic anywhere. When researching destinations in Brazil or Latin America, look for towns that are geographically isolated, tourism-dependent, and off major transit corridors. These places have built-in safety advantages that don't rely solely on police presence or wealth. It's structural, and it works. So when you're planning your Brazil itinerary and you see warnings about Rio, Sao Paulo, Salvador, remember, those warnings are about large, complex urban centers with all the challenges that come with size and inequality. Búzios is not that. It's a different model entirely, and once you understand the structural reasons why, you can travel Brazil with much more confidence. This doesn't mean Rio is off-limits. Millions of people visit Rio safely every year, myself included. But it does mean you need different strategies there. Guided tours, vetted neighborhoods, awareness of surroundings. Búzios lets you drop that guard and just enjoy being a traveler, which is a rare and valuable thing. Let's talk about a few day trips and activities you can do from Búzios that expand your experience beyond just beach hopping. Because while the beaches alone could fill a week, the surrounding region has some hidden gems that most international travelers never hear about, and they're absolutely worth adding to your itinerary. One of the best day trips is to Arraial do Cabo, a town about 40 minutes south of Búzios. Locals call it the Brazilian Caribbean because the water there is impossibly blue, almost unreal. The beaches are wilder, less developed, and you'll see far fewer international tourists. It feels more raw, more untouched, and the snorkeling is some of the best in Brazil. Another great option is a boat tour to Ilha Feia, or Ugly Island, which despite its name is actually beautiful. It's a small uninhabited island just off the coast with calm, clear water perfect for snorkeling. Tours usually include stops at 2 or 3 islands, with time to swim, snorkel, and relax. Cost is around $50 to $70 per person. If you're into hiking, the trail to Praia Brava is a moderate trek that rewards you with one of the most dramatic beach views in the region. Brava means wild, and the beach lives up to its name with strong surf and rocky coastline. It's not safe for swimming, but the scenery is breathtaking, and you'll likely have it almost to yourself. For a cultural experience, visit on a weekend when the Feira de Artesanato, the artisan market, sets up along Rua das Pedras. Local craftspeople sell handmade jewelry, ceramics, woven bags, and beach art. It's touristy, yes, but the quality is genuinely high, and it's a great place to pick up unique souvenirs while supporting local artists. So let's bring this all together. Búzios is proof that Brazil is far more diverse, far safer, and far more accessible than the headlines suggest. It's a place where you can experience the warmth of Brazilian culture, the beauty of the Atlantic coast, and world-class hospitality without the stress and caution required in larger cities. If you've been holding back on visiting Brazil because of safety fears, Búzios is your answer. It's the perfect first destination for travelers who want to test the waters, literally and figuratively. And once you experience how welcoming, beautiful, and safe this country can be, you'll start planning your return trip before you even leave. Here's my bottom line advice. Fly into Rio, spend maybe 1 or 2 days seeing Christ the Redeemer and Sugarloaf if you want the iconic shots, then get out to Búzios for the rest of your trip. You'll get the best of both worlds, the famous landmarks and the peaceful, authentic coastal experience that most travelers never find. A few final practical tips. Bring cash, because not all beach vendors and smaller restaurants accept cards. The local currency is the Brazilian real, and atoms are plentiful in Centro. Sunscreen is expensive in Brazil, so bring it from home. And download offline maps before you arrive because cell signal can be spotty on some of the remote beaches. And look, I get it. Traveling to a new country, especially one with Brazil's reputation, takes courage. But that's exactly why channels like this exist. To give you the real story, the nuanced picture, and the confidence to step outside your comfort zone. Búzios is the proof that Brazil is worth that leap of faith. If this video helped you see Brazil in a new light, or gave you the information you needed to finally book that trip, hitting subscribe helps me keep making these deep dive guides for travelers like you. This channel exists to connect curious people with the real Brazil, one destination at a time. Your support makes that possible. Thank you for watching, thank you for trusting me with your time, and I genuinely hope to see you in Brazil soon. Búzios is waiting, the beaches are calling, and trust me, this one is worth the flight. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video. Até logo.